We continue now with our theme of highlights from Talkback. This is installment 48. In our last installment 47, we looked at the fourth entry under the four-finger gesture heading. Today we'll be looking at the fifth item, and for today's demonstration, I'm using my Pixel 6 Pro running Android 13 4.1 and Talkback 13.0. For speech services, I am again utilizing the Google Speech Services. I am on the home screen and will now tap with three fingers to activate the Talkback menu.
Talkback menu. Actions in list.
Here is Talkback menu. The item I'm after here in the Talkback menu will be the Talkback settings. I'll put my finger down and tap on Talkback settings.
Talkback settings.
Talkback settings. We tap here to activate.
Talkback settings. Navigate up, button, out of list.
I am now in the Talkback settings, and if you have a phone that is not tall enough, you would want to scroll up the page, or rather scroll down the page by putting two fingers in the middle of the phone and then gliding the fingers upward, and that in turn scrolls down the page or scrolls down the screen. Because I have a tall enough of a phone, I'll simply put my finger toward the bottom and I'll find the item we're after, and that item is the Customize Gestures. I'll now put my finger down and tap on Customize Gestures.
Customize gestures in list.
Here is Customize Gestures. I'll tap here to activate.
Customize gestures out of list.
We are now on the customization page of the gestures, and this is when we should switch our granularity or the mode to the heading mode. Over and over again, I've indicated that we have three methods of changing those granularities. You could either scrub up and down with one finger in one fluid movement to change those granularities, or simply swipe down with three fingers, or swipe from left to right or right to left with three fingers to change that granularity. Once we get to the granularity that we're looking for, in this case, we're looking for the heading granularity. Once we get to that, then we'll swipe down with one finger to move through the headings. I believe, though, that I already have mine set to the heading mode, and all that I need to do now is to simply swipe down with one finger and keep doing so until we get to the four-finger gesture heading. I will now swipe down with one finger and keep going till we get to the heading we're after.
One finger heading in list.
Here is one finger heading. I'll swipe down again.
One finger back and forth heading.
That's the one finger back and forth. Swipe down.
One finger angle heading. Showing items 7 to 17 of 51.
This is a one finger angular heading. We'll swipe down again.
Two fingers heading. Showing
We are
items
down
17
to two
to
fingers
26
heading.
of 51.
I'll swipe down one more time.
Three fingers heading. Showing items 26 to 36 of 51.
We are now on the three-finger heading. One more swipe down and we'll be on the four-finger heading. I'll swipe one more time to get me to the four-finger heading.
Four fingers heading.
Here is my four-finger heading. And for a quick review, let's look at the four items that we've looked at under the four-finger heading. And these are the ones that we looked at.
Tap with four fingers, practice gestures.
Next.
Double tap with four fingers, open tutorial. Showing
Next.
items 36 to 45. Double tap and hold with four fingers, pass through system gesture.
And the last one we looked at last week that was in installment 47 was
Triple tap with four fingers, tap to assign.
And for today's installation, we're looking at
Swipe up with four fingers, previous window.
swipe up with four fingers, previous window. Now, what are we talking about here about windows? In other words, what we're saying here is that I am now in the Talkback settings under the gestures. Now, if I swipe up with four fingers, it will take me to the top of my screen, and that will be right where you find things like notification, time, Wi-Fi, telephone strength, and all of that. That's a window there, and that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. So swiping up with 4 fingers will take you to that previous window. I'll now swipe up with 4 fingers to show you what I'm talking about, and here I go by swiping with 4 fingers upward.
Battery 65%. Out of list.
I swiped up with 4 fingers and I'm told that my battery strength is at 65%. So in other words, now I am on that window and all I can do to go through the different items in that window is swipe from left to right or right to left to move through the items that I found in this window, e.g. the time and the connectivity and all of that. I'll swipe left.
Phone 3 bars.
Tells you my phone strength is 3 bars. Swipe left again.
Wi-Fi signal full.
Wi-Fi signal full. Swipe left again.
Do not disturb image.
It tells me do not disturb is on, or it says the image of the do not disturb. So it means I am now in do not disturb mode.
Casting image.
Casting.
Cast notification. Casting screen image.
So it's talking about the fact that I'm casting my screen using the reflector 4. And that's what we mean about moving to the previous window. So if you're working with something and you want to go to the previous window, then that's what you do. Swipe up with 4 fingers. And that concludes today's installation of the Talkback Highlights.